Good day, everybody. How are you today? I hope you're good and I hope you're keeping safe. Welcome again to Chess Class, the class where thinkers are raised and leaders are made. We are in the thinker's world. If you don't think, you stink. And without thinking, you don't have your place. It is thinking to solve problems. And if you can't solve problems, nobody's going to give you a place because the world is looking for problem solvers. And I told you it is when you solve problems that guarantees you your place. So that is why chess class is the class where thinkers are raised. All right. And of course, for you to be able to solve problems, you must be able to concentrate, to think. And I told you, don't stop at thinking, you move it to your reasoning. And reasoning takes place in your mind. So chess helps build our mind, the capacity of our minds. All right. So mind or the mind is the seat of reasoning. And reasoning means look out for the options, the alternatives. Which way, which one is better, which one is the best. And then the coordination of your mind and your brain, all right, guarantees the sound decisions you make. And your decisions is what gives you the result. And like I'll always tell you, if you don't get result, then expect insult. Because result is what cancels out insult. Until you get result, then insult continues. But when you get result, it cancels out the insult. But you can't get result without the proper place of concentration, thinking, reasoning, and good decision. So chess helps our good decision making to getting good result. So what we're doing is that we are pushing ourselves to be result oriented. We are pushing ourselves to always get results at all times. That is what we do in chess class. And of course, that helps our problem solving skills. Now, we've been looking in our problem solving series, being proactive rather than being reactive in problem solving. I told you that being proactive means you are thinking ahead of time to solve the problem before the problem comes. And I say reactive means you are reacting to the problem after the problem has come. But we said it's better to be proactive, to think ahead of time before the problem comes. And then you have put solutions in place. That's what makes for a smart thinker. All right, now I want to do a brief demo where I show you the proper coordination from your concentration to your thinking to your reasoning, and then to see how we take decisions that helps us get results. All right, so let's go and see how we can put all of this into play. Now you remember that I told you that you start with your gambit. So let's assume I play this gambit. Now let's see what this guy is going to do. All right. Now, why did he play that? Why did he play that? He has a plan. What is the plan? The bishop wants to come out. All right. But look at where the bishop is coming out from. Now let's assume I play this. I want to play this. Now, if you see what he has done now, I told you if you play your gambit is for your queen to come out. Now he knows if my queen comes out, my queen is coming out here. So he's also thinking ahead. And if my queen comes there, it's going to take me. All right, it's going to take me. Okay, so I won't do that. I can bring my bishop down here. Let's see, I bring my bishop down here. Concentration. Can you see? He has played that. Now for my bishop to be captured. Now I have two things to do there. I can decide to take this guy. All right, take that guy up and see what he's gonna do. Now you can see he brought out the queen to take my pawn. Now because my bishop is here, my bishop can decide to take this queen. Okay. Now, see what he's done? He's brought that out. All right. Now, let's see how we can take advantage of this. You remember I told you you are thinking ahead of time, ahead of time, ahead of time. Now, I can decide to do this. Now, look at this. If I come to g4, the bishop is there. If I go to h5, the pawn is there. So where can I go to? I can decide to just stop here. All right. I stop here. Let's see what it's going to do. Now, the knight is there. What do you think the knight wants to do? To get my bishop. All right. The knight wants to get my bishop. So what can I do? I can decide to move my bishop. All right. All right. Down here. I can decide to move my bishop here. Either here. All right. Now let's see. Okay. Now let's take advantage of this. Now look at this. If I go to take e5, the knight is already waiting. All right. The knight is already waiting. So I can decide to do this. I can decide to do this. I can decide to do this. All right. I can decide to just come here and see what can be done. Now, what am I doing? Can you see that? All right. What do you think the bishop wants to do? The bishop is coming for my bishop. All right. It's coming. So you have to look ahead of time. If I leave my bishop b3 here, all right, it's going to take me. And if I go down to take that bishop e6, the pawn is there. So what can I do? I decide to come here. All right. So let's see what it's going to do. All right. Now he has decided to take my pawn. Now, if I leave that unattended to, I knew he was going to do that, but I had a backup. All right. So if I leave that unattended to, he's going to take my knight. So what can I do? I take this guy off. Can you see that? That is what it means to be proactive. You are thinking ahead of time. Now, first from concentration, now we have seen he has moved his bishop. What can that bishop do? The bishop is either the bishop comes to a3, all right, or he goes back to f8 or e7. So I'm not bothered with that. All right. And he wants to see if I'm going to take that bishop, because if I take that bishop, the pawn is there. So I'm not going to do that. All right. Now let's assume I do this. I do this. Let's see. All right. Okay. Now I can decide to bring my rook. Let's see. I bring my rook here. Okay. Now I can, now look at what I want to do. I'm trying to push my queen and my rook down. I'm having a plan. Now you see that it's coming for my bishop. All right, it's coming for my bishop. Now I can decide to bring my rook. Let's say I bring my rook here. Will I be safe? Let's see. I bring my rook. I'm walking towards a plan. You remember we talked about vision, we talked about foresight, and then we look at critical reasoning and thinking. Now, what are my options? If I go down to take the pawn on a7, I'll be fine. But the king is going to come to b8. All right. And I don't have backup yet. But let's see if I move my knight. You see, if I move my knight to b5, the knight is going to take me. So what are my options? I'm going down to get that pawn to put the king on checkmate. All right. So what are my options? I can decide to do this. Look at this. I can move my king here, all right, and give the bishop to him, okay, because I have a plan. Let's say I come here, all right. I told you that was what he wanted to do. Now I can decide to take this guy up, all right, and then see, okay. Now let's see what I can do. Now, am I safe if I do this? Will I be safe? Now, because my knight or my queen can take the knight and take that pawn c7. But if I take pawn c7, the king is going to take me. All right, I'm not going to do that. Now, I can decide to play this because I have a plan. I can move this guy, my rook. I can move my rook here. All right, I can move my rook here. Now, let's see. Let's see. Now, I can decide to take this guy. I can take this guy up. All right. Now, let's see. Now, I can decide to come here. I can decide to come here. My rook. Now, I'm going down to get the king, and I'm walking towards that. Now, my he's proved that so that he can take the rook can take my queen, but I can decide to come and do this. Why? Because I've laid it down. All right, I was looking out for something. I had a vision, and then I was thinking and reasoning. Now my queen is going to take pawn b7, and I see it's going to hand it. See, see, all right. Now that was my intention, to get that guy and get it off. Now what happens if I do this? Look at this. If I do this, let's say I put this guy here. See that? I put this guy here. Okay. Now let's see. My bishop can take that. All right. I'm showing you how to begin to think ahead to see what you can do. Now I can decide to take this guy. All right. Take this guy off. No. I can decide to take this guy off. Take this guy off. No. No. Take this guy off. Okay. I want to take this guy off. All right. I want to take this guy. Okay. I take that guy off. All right. Now I take this guy. Is that I take this, or I use my knight to take this guy. Now I'm going for a checkmate. I'm just working out and I'll see how to get that done. Now this can take this guy. All right. Now let's see what happens. This rook, all right, can take this guy off. Now I'm going to see what to do. Now look at this. Now I can bring this down. All right. I've worked towards my plan, and then I was pushing forward with the ability to concentrate. I was looking out for what you would do and what I would do. All right. And I was pushing ahead of time, doing what to do before he thinks of what to do. And that gives me the result. All right. It is thinking ahead of time to get result that cancels insult. And that is what helps you to solve a problem. Thank you so much for this class. I'll see you next time. Thank you.